The Mavericks are looking to defeat their Western Conference rival going into this game. Happy holidays, everyone, from all of us at 2K Sports. And do we have a present for you today? For Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Welcome to NBA basketball. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. A premier performer we'll see tonight, Monte Ellis. He always comes to play.
Well, Ellis is one of the most acrobatic finishers in the NBA, Kevin. His ability to race in from the perimeter and score, either in transition or against a half-court defense. He finds his way to the rim, and he can finish once he gets there.
And he's shown the ability of absorbing contact, hanging, and still finishing. I think he could even stand to be more aggressive looking for contact, Steve, just to up those.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, I caught up with Z for a bit. The idea that he's being frozen out of the offense came up, and I asked him if he thought that was the case. He told me that he knows he asks for the ball a lot, but he hopes that it wouldn't come down to that, saying, quote, to do something as petty as that is just detrimental to the team. I hope we're above that. We'll see how things go for him on that front here, guys.
You say some of the things he said, and it's no surprise to see him frozen out.
Well, some of the comments that he made were really unforgivable. You just don't say stuff like that about your teammates. Their offense has really come together immediately, threatening to run away with this game.
It's hard to imagine they'll be able to stay as hot as they've been so far, but if they can, watch out.
For the Phoenix Suns, they're coming off a good outing against the Nuggets in Denver.
Seemed like they hit every big shot they had in that game. Kevin, their offense was clicking, but really clutch in big moments.
That's ideally the way you want it to unfold on the road, Steve. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into the game.
Lito, the pass to James. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Everybody on the floor is hot. Incredible stuff here in the early stages.
I'll tell you what, both teams playing downhill. Who's going to blink first?
Here's Morris. And the three off target. Mavericks trail by 10. Here's Ellington. And he gets it to go. Ellington's got 5.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. That's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
Now, defensively, they have to pick up the intensity and close out on shooters.
Steve, you're right. I mean, they're getting picked apart out there, and the intensity on D's got to pick up as well. I mean, you can't have it on cruise control on defense.
Back to Calderon. Here's Lito. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Suns lead by 11. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back.
Next Monday night.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Suns.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Well, the other thing I like is defensively, they're causing turnovers, and that's allowing them to get into transition.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. On the court for the Mavericks, Marion and Nowitzki at the forwards. Ellis is out there with Larkin, and it's Blair in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, Z in the last matchup against the Nuggets delivered quite a performance. He had 18 points and seemed to be seeing the action in slow motion, piling up a huge amount of assists. This game of his was just a standout, all-around display of basketball. Coaches love to see that, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you. He played at a level that very few players are capable of playing, Clark.
Yeah, I agree. I was just glad I got a chance to witness it. It's always such a special night when a player of his caliber gets so locked in and focused.
And, you know, in an 82-game season with so much talent, every once in a while, everything's going to click. And that was definitely the case that night.
He was all alone on that one. And the Suns lead by 17.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off. A chance here to take a look at where the Mavericks rank in the NBA currently. 5th in free throw percentage.
35 seconds left in the first half of the game. To the inside, here's Barbosa. A stupendous finish in traffic. Barbosa's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And he's starting to pick things up here after a tough first quarter.
There's the double team with Barbosa.
Oh, ridiculous.
What a move.
Tore it down that time.
Absolutely, Clark. No one in his airspace on that dunk.
Yeah, but come on, Kevin. The defense can't let that happen.
I hope they let it happen more. It's fun to watch that guy fly.
Just a gift, 2 points they gave up. That's awful.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Phoenix ahead, up by 16. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Goran, just a quick question before you head off to the locker room. Is the varied offensive attacks the team has succeeded with tonight key to this nice lead?
Yeah, if every player on the court is dangerous for basket, then it's much easier for us, And for defense, it's tough.
All 5 guys a threat, guys. Always a pleasure to watch.
Okay, Doris, thanks. And we'll have the start of the third quarter for you shortly, but first, the halftime show.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Glad you're along for the ride as we get set to bring you the halftime show. The NBA season beginning to take shape. The Suns have been all over the court. Right now, they're the 5th place team in the conference. Nice ball movement offensively, making the extra pass, and it's paying off. On the other side, the Mavericks haven't been hot. Too many turnovers. Tough to win when you're giving the ball away as easily as they have. They need to start playing smarter basketball in the second half. And we'll be heading back to the court for the rest of our coverage as we go to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke for the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And you can see here just how big Phoenix is as a city with that shot. Beauty. Welcome back, everyone.
Just a fantastic game for Dragic. He has 11 points, and he's hit the mark.
Newman in at point guard. Okafor out there with Channing Frye. Then there's Dragic, and it's Green in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. Back to Harris. Marion with it. Now Green defending. 6 on the shot clock. Nowitzki kicks to Marion. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. And that's 13 points for Shawn Marion. Here's Newman. 5 points in the game. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Nowitzki with the steal. Pass to Marion. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession. So for Dallas, their last game, a loss to the Raptors.
Yeah, it seemed to me their three-point shooting was their own worst enemy in that game, Clark. I mean, even their wide-open looks weren't falling.
Yeah, and I'm sure when they think back on that game, Steve, their main regret is going to be that they didn't get away from the three-point shot early on. They kept going to it.
Here's Newman. Here's Okafor. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Okafor's got 8.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Now here is Harris. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change.
You know, the Suns really had a lot to overcome as they started the rebuilding project, and they just weren't the same team the home crowd was used to seeing, and the struggles were evident by that 17-24 record here at home.
5 on the clock. Takes the 13-footer. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And the Suns, who have been so good for so long here at U.S. Airways Center, it really was strange to see them drop so many games on their home court.
Well, to give you an idea of just how dominant this team has been here in Phoenix, this was the first time since the end of the 2003-2004 season that they didn't have a home record better than 500.
Larkin is checked in for Dallas.
No matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball in the paint.
That's been so critical, Clark, because whenever they have gotten the ball into the paint, it's resulted in points, it seems like.
Blair goes up and lays it nice and easy. Blair's got 7 points in the game.
I'd like to know what his percentage is from that range. I mean, it's got to be sky high.
Here's Newman. He has 5. Kicks it to Fry to the right side. And it's Goodwin. That time on the assist from Channing Frye. Goodwin's got his first points of the night. Mavericks trailed by 19. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
No doubt, Kevin, a stressful summer for Monte Ellis. He turned down an extension from the Milwaukee Bucks that would have amounted to $36 million over 3 years. When the offers didn't come fast and furious, he fired his agent. He ended up taking a deal with the Mavs for 3 years, $30 million. 5 of that in incentives. Guys, at least he's close to home. Dallas, a 6-hour drive from his hometown of Jackson, Mississippi.
Good point, Doris. Thanks. And here's a list of players that have been coming through for their team on both ends of the floor. The point guards with the most steals over the course of the last month. Well, you look at Z, always dangerous on the court. He leads the league.
Well, despite the offensive responsibilities that come with being a point guard, I think he may enjoy the defensive aspect of the game even more.
You know what? I think you're right there. I probably would too, Steve, if I were as strong a defender as he is. That wasn't the case when I played. He is so active. Great anticipation. I think he's at the top of the defensive list for that reason.
The feed now to Okafor. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession. And a chance here to check out the all-time single-season leaders in assists per game. The Utah Jazz's John Stockton, the featured player.
Yeah, and Isaiah Thomas cracking that top 5. This is one of those stats where you have to credit the teammates, too. You got to have shooters and finishers to complete the play. And those two, of course, played on some great NBA teams.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Marion comes in for DeJuan Blair. And Lito subbed in for Ellis. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
This last summer, the Mavs asked fans to submit some redesigns of their uniforms for future use. Always kind of neat to see when a team and organization reaches out for the fans' input.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Ellington's checked in. Now here's Calderon. He's guarded by Newman. Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession.
And yeah, another turnover, and we've seen this a lot today. I mean, this team has not brought it. No focus, no energy. That's why they're getting blown out.
Shot is no good.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Calderon, and it's out of bounds to the Mavericks as Dallas retains possession.
Checking in for your Suns, Eric Bledsoe.
Nails the wide-open jump shot. Calderon's got 6 points.
The mid-range jumper becomes a pretty high percentage shot for him when he has that kind of space. They're going to have to tighten up defensively, guys, because they're really giving up way too many open looks.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Suns lead by 19. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next.
Tune in next Friday night, December 27th. The Phoenix Suns hit the road to battle it out with the Golden State Warriors.
And, Steve, we've got a moment here to go to our State Farm assist of the game, coming on some very clever point guard play.
Well, he mans that position for a reason, Kevin, because he passes the ball so well, sets up his teammates beautifully, really gets this offense into a nice rhythm.
Delivering the pass important, but putting the pass in the right place for a shooter is, as you well know, huge.
Yep, no question.
On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Calderon is out there with Wayne Ellington. Then there's Marion. Then there's Nowitzki. Offline with the baseline jumper.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Here's what Phoenix has lined up on their schedule. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home.
Yeah, some good games going on today, and especially the one involving the Lakers. That's a great matchup.
Hey, you really can't say the Mavericks were a bad team last year. They were just a little below par compared to what we've been accustomed to. They just were not nearly as deadly offensively, and that's always a recipe for struggles in the West.
That falls. Nice feed this time from Jose Calderon. Calderon's got his 4th assist in this one. Here's Newman. To the wing right side. Here's Dragic from outside, and he gets the bucket. And for the Mavs against the rest of the West, you were just talking about, Clark, they went 24-28 against the rest of the conference. And while that is all right, Steve, it's not going to get you into the playoffs.
Not with the depth of this conference, Kevin. And I think you have to be at least 500 this year against the West to get in. The Mavs know this, and they've been a perennial playoff team for a long time. They just couldn't quite get everything together last season.
Juwan Blair, he's checked in for Dallas. Ellis comes in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Green slapping it down. Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't remember
ever
seeing a dunk like that in a game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw
one. Oh, man, that was just amazing.
Nowitzki with the screen on Dragic. Calderon kicks to Blair. Ellis against Dragic. Pass to Calderon. Just 3 to shoot. And Okafor sends it back.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
Well, the main thing is they haven't allowed many second chance opportunities. That is always going to allow you to maintain your lead.
And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for Phoenix.
Their defense has been outstanding, Kevin. Closing out on shots, blocking a lot of them as well.
You know, one other area they're doing well in is steals. I mean, they've knocked the ball loose a number of times and been able to track it down after the fact.
And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Here's Larkin. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Pass to Christmas. Here's Newman. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for Z. 13 points and a huge helping of assists as well.
Now, he's a maestro, Clark. I mean, the conductor of this offense putting on a fantastic performance.
The Mavericks have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the 4th. A lot of misses, just the 1 make. And he hits the triple. 3 points there on the shot from Mikal.
Well, I'm not necessarily a big fan of him shooting that shot, but they did give him the space.
And they call an illegal screen here. Let's see what the Dallas Mavericks have coming up. They can look forward to the Rockets Arena after this matchup to take on Houston. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
You know, I'll be anxious to see what ends up happening with that Spurs game. Should be a good one.
A different look for Dallas. Juwan Blair, he's checked in for James. Nowitzki comes in for Jay Crowder. And it's Marion in for Larkin. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thank you, guys. I had a chance to find out what Jeff Hornacek was discussing with his players. He spoke very adamantly about being much more active in defending the perimeter shot, saying no more soft defense on the perimeter. I want you guys all over their shooters. Gentlemen, some late-game adjustments that could prove crucial in the game's closing moments. Kevin, over to you.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Got a piece of it. Fast break, here come the Suns. Oh!
Look out! Oh, wow! Impressive play there, and they have been really good offensively.
Piling up the points en route to this big lead, guys. I mean, they've been unstoppable.
Passes it to Blair. Marion with it. From the baseline. Good! 8 points for Nowitzki. And we may have an injury here that does not look good.
Yeah, from the look on his face, he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, it sure looks that way. He's going to come out of the game right now and get that thing checked out.
Mavericks making a switch here, and the Suns also making a change. Plumlee, he's checked in for Emeka Okafor. Newman, the pass to Fry. Harris on the double team. And the foul called on DeJuan Blair. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
Well, they're not going to get back into this game when they commit frustration fouls like that one.
How about exasperation fouls? I mean, that's what it looked like to me. It's an indication of the kind of game they've been having.
Crowder, he's checked in for DeJuan Blair. Harris outside. Knocked loose. Fast break, here come the Suns. And then Goodwin with the jump.
Great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
Lito's checked in for Devin Harris.
You know, it's no secret around the league, guys, that the Suns either have one of the best medical staffs in the game or they've built their practice facility by the fountain of youth. More evidence of that came when Jermaine O'Neal found new tread on his well-worn tires.
Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Green.
Third team foul. Checking in for your Suns.
There's the pass to Lito. Lets it go. Morris with the rebound.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that range.
Well, Clark, as you said, a lot of the players that left the Suns last season, such as Steve Nash and Grant Hill, had trouble keeping their health up. Steve, I don't know. You've been in that organization. Whatever they are doing that are keeping those players healthy and in top shape has been working. They are admirable in the way they have led that cause.
Well, it's a tremendous training staff. They've just always done a very good job of keeping their guys healthy by getting them in the training room every day for work, by combining the strength program with the training schedule. But a lot of confidence in that staff from the players, and I think it really shows.
And they go to the intentional foul.
I have no idea why he was fouling there.
And even the foul, I mean, you can't be wrapping guys up like that. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. That's a meaningless play.
Here's McHale. A look from Marion.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, dominating performance for the Suns.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
You look at the stats and you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Z. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone on his team on offense.
And it's time for an injury report. Let's find out the news on Dirk Nowitzki. And Doris, what's the update?
Well, guys, the head athletic trainer for the Mavericks let me know the status. He told me that it doesn't look too serious. We're starting to get into the grinding part of the season, and it has to be a real blow to this team to lose a player like him at a time like this.
All right, Doris, we will, of course, keep everyone updated as we find out more.
Yeah, and we know one thing, Kevin. This guy loves to play, so he's going to do everything possible to get back out onto the court.
Definitely. Let's hope it's a speedy recovery for him.
Larkin, he's checked in for the Mavericks. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Another steal. To the paint. Here's Plumlee up and in on the layup.
Boy, they're extending their lead. It kind of feels like they're just piling on here as we come to an end.
Well, hey, let's just call it what it is. They are trying to run it up on him.
Lito. Off target from outside. Here's Newman. Misses the shot. So it's the Suns winning easily here. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Yes, guys, I'm here with Goran Dragic. And Goran, what a nice show the team put on for your fans tonight.
Yeah, great game for us, for our fans. They were amazing. This kind of games is really enjoying to play. We are hustling on every play, defense and offense, and I'm really happy that we won that game.
You enjoyed it, and we enjoyed it. Thank you, Goran. Guys, back to you.
Doris, thank you.
Coach, you had to face some formidable production tonight coming from Z. What was he able to do to get around your defense?
Jumping over us and hitting shots. And look, he's a great player. And he was making some of those contested shots. And, that's frustrating. But we're gonna go back, look at the film. We're going to look at the things we got to do better. And we're going to be back out there battling.